I have the following information from the Council of State Governments and the FBI, and that is that Alaska, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, and Kansas all have violent crime rates in 2024 that are worse than Illinois. And Memphis, Little Rock, Cleveland, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Dayton all have worse violent crime rates in 2024 than Chicago. If you look at gun homicide rates, the top 8 counties for gun homicides in the United States of America are City of St. Louis County, Missouri, Washington County, Mississippi, Holmes County, Mississippi, Hinds County, Mississippi, LaFleur County, Mississippi, Orleans Parish, Louisiana, Coahoma County, Mississippi, and Dallas County, Alabama. So I think the people in those places have just as much of a right to a safe community as folks in Chicago do. But seems from the actual statistics that it's way more dangerous to live in those places than it is in Chicago. I also want to say, having been the U.S. Attorney for my state of Rhode Island, and having been the Attorney General, those of you who don't know Attorneys General may not know that there are 3 states where the Attorney General has full criminal jurisdiction: Delaware, Alaska, and Rhode Island. No DAs. It all came through me. So we worked a lot on crime issues and on community policing issues. And here are some of the results that were achieved after the transition to community policing began and after the engagement with the Providence Police and the community improved. From 1990 to 2024, decreases in total violent crime down 73%. Robbery down 87.5%. Aggravated assault down 63%. In property crimes, overall down 81%. Burglary down 95%. Larceny down 66%. Vehicle theft down 91%. These are transformative numbers, and behind them are people's lives that were not burdened by crime because the Providence Police did a very good job of transitioning to a new way of policing. And behind them came our court system. We now have a drug court. I actually flipped the switch that kicked that loose when I was Attorney General. We now have a veterans court. If you want to spend a high-quality day, go look at graduation in veterans court, where the veterans and the family gather around the individual after he's completed the work, and instead of going out the back door in handcuffs, he's going out with his family into the hallway to go home with very, very low recidivism rates. We've even started a mental health court to deal with the interaction between mental health issues and criminal activity and engagement with law enforcement. So we know what works. We've proven what works. We didn't need soldiers running around on our streets to make it work. We made it work because the Providence Police and other Rhode Island departments, but Providence is our major metropolitan area, so I focus on them, because the Providence Police changed their way of doing business. And I can attest that community relations between all the different elements of our community in Providence and the Providence Police are pretty excellent. So good that our former police chief was brought down to DOJ to run the police relations for the Department of Justice. So there's a way to do this. Doesn't require yelling and shouting, doesn't require military deployment into streets, requires police officers doing the good job that they know how to do, backed up by courts that know how to make the distinction between somebody who's a real criminal and somebody who has a mental health issue and somebody who's a veteran who needs more support and somebody who needs a drug interdiction. We can do this better than we are, and I hope that my comments have been somewhat helpful in trying to reboot this conversation.